In today's tutorial, I'm going to take you step by step in how to roll down banks and kick turn. This is something that you'll be doing a lot, especially if you're more interested in skating park than street. For beginners, this can seem scary at first, but once you've had some practice, it'll be second nature and you won't even need to think about doing it. First of all, you need to be comfortable riding your skateboard in general before you try to skate ramps. So, you want to set up in your normal riding foot position and bend down slightly. Now, bending your knees is really good practice to get into when you first start skating ramps, as it makes it a lot easier to balance and helps you keep your speed once you get into pumping and that sort of thing. So once you're set up in a comfortable riding position, you want to roll towards the bank slowly and make sure to lean forward once you actually start to go down. And if you're not already, you want to be bending your knees, and as far as rolling down a bank, that's really all there is to it. If you're scared to go down the bank, you should use the stepping technique. This way you can get a feel for the bank without needing to commit to riding down it. So to do this, put your front foot on in your riding position, but with your toes pointing towards the nose of the board. And with your back foot, you take small steps down the bank. Now this way, you can always step off the board if you're not happy with it, or if you are happy with the way it feels, you can step onto it and ride down the rest of the bank. Bigger and steeper banks can be intimidating, but the method is exactly the same. Now the only thing to add is that the steeper the bank, the more you should bend your knees, and obviously the bigger and steeper it is, the faster you're going to go, so just sort of prepare yourself for that. And if you're scared of it, remember, just go back to the stepping technique. So to recap, you want to set up in a comfortable riding position, roll in slowly to start with, lean forward when you start to go down, and bend your knees to help yourself balance. Now on to kick turns. A kick turn is the easiest way to turn around on a skateboard, and it's a vital part of getting around on your board wherever you're skating. So the first step in doing a kick turn is to lift the front wheels off the ground. Now a common mistake that beginners make when learning this is to lean back and put the weight behind them. This is going to make it a lot harder. The correct way to do this is to just simply set up on your board in your normal riding position and bend your front knee. Don't lean back or forward, just bend that front knee to lift the board up. To get the board to turn, you need to swing your shoulders and your upper body in the direction that you want to go. Now as you turn your upper body, your legs and your board are going to follow. So practice swinging your shoulders a few times before you try it with the board. So to make this a bit simpler, you want to start the turn and face the direction you want to go just before you lift up, and then follow through with the board. You may find that turning one way is easier than the other. So to start with, try and go with whichever way is easiest for you. When it comes to doing a kick turn on a bank, I recommend that you start by riding up at the bank at a big or a wide angle, so you don't have to turn as much with the kick turn, and then gradually build it up from there. Now personally, I find that the steeper the bank is, the easier it is to do the kick turn, as the bank will naturally guide you once you've started the turn. But the steeper the bank is, the harder it can be to balance. This is something that will come with practice. A common problem that you might have when you're trying it on a bank is leaning back too much and slipping out. So to fix this, just make sure that you are bending your front knee instead of leaning back. And if you're still having trouble, try bending your knees a little bit before you do the kick turn. So to recap, turn your upper body and face in the direction you want to turn. Bend your front knee to lift the board up and keep turning until you can go back down the ramp.